In this video, we'll be talking about graphing linear equations using slope-intercept form and standard form. So we'll talk about slope-intercept form first. So when you're graphing an equation from slope-intercept form, you're going to make sure your equation is in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. And then you're going to graph your y-intercept, which is where it crosses the y-axis. And then you're going to use the slope of the line to create more points. Remember, your slope is rise over run. And then you're going to use a ruler to draw a line that goes through all the points and goes through the entire coordinate plane. And you're going to put an arrow on both ends to show that it extends forever, because lines never end. So you're going to graph this equation. We're going to do the odds here. So y equals negative x plus 5. So plus 5 is my y-intercept, so I'm going to go up 5. Since it's positive, put a point on that 5 there. And then my slope is negative 1 over 1. So I'm going to go down 1 and right 1, because it's rise over run. Down 1 and right 1. And just continue this pattern until you have at least 3 points on your graph. So you can connect them and draw a line through them, and then put some arrows on it. So that's how you graph the line using slope-intercept. So let's do another one. Let's do 3 here. We have y equals 2/5 x plus 2. So it is in slope-intercept form, and we are going to start with our plus 2, our y-intercept. So we're going to go up 2 from 0, 0. And then my rise is 2, and my run is 5. So I'm going to rise 2, and I'm going to run 5. And then so now I have 2 points. But how do I get the next point? So I can go negative in both directions. I can do negative 2 over negative 5. So I can go down 2, which is negative 2, and left 5, which is negative 5. Since 2/5 and negative 2/5, negative 2/5 are exactly the same. So now I'm going to connect my points. Maybe. Well, they're supposed to go through it. Just bear with me that it went through it. Yours should look better than mine because you have a ruler. All right, let's do number 5. Y equals 2x plus 6. So we're going to start with my y-intercept, which is 6. Put a point on 6. And this time I can't go up 2 and over 1. My rise is 2 and my run is 1. But I can go negative 2 over negative 1, because that's the same thing. So I can go down 2 and left 1, and down 2 and left 1, and down 2 and left 1, and I can do that forever. But we only need a few points on our... Once again, yours should look better than mine, because you have a ruler. But that's what it would look like. And then we have 7 here. This is not quite in slope-intercept form. It's close. So let's just rearrange it. So y equals 5x minus 3. So now that minus 3 is my slope. I lied. My y-intercept. So I'm going to start at 0, 0 and go down 3. And then 5 is my slope. So 5 over 1. So I'm going to go up 5 and run 1. And I can only put 2 points on this graph because I don't have enough. So that's okay. Let's erase that line and try again. you should be able to draw your lines pretty good because you will have a ruler, unlike me. Just don't forget to put your arrows. And let's do one more, let's do 9. Even though these are out of order, that's okay. Let's do 9. So let's rearrange this to y equals 6/5 x negative 6/5 x plus 1. So our y-intercept is positive 1, and my rise is negative 6, and my run is 5. So, but I can move that negative around. I can put the negative on the bottom as if I can't go down 6. But I think I can go down 6. And then I'm going to run 5 in the positive direction. Ooh, that's rough. Try again. We shall try again. So that is my line. It's supposed to go through this point, but I'm struggling. So that is how you do it if you're given slope-intercept form. All right, let's try some more. But what the difference here is these aren't in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to have to solve them for y. I'm going to have to solve for y first to put them in y equals mx plus b form. So let's do that. So let's stick with our odds. So let's subtract x from both sides. So I have negative y equals negative x minus 5. And then I'm going to divide by negative 1 on both sides. So y equals x plus 5. So now I can do this because I can, there's my b and 1 is my slope or my m. So I can go up 5. And then I can put some other points on here, up 1 over 1, down 1, left 1, because that's both negative. I can do negative 1 over negative 1, which still works. So now I have enough points on my graph. I still can't graph lines. That's okay. So that's how you graph that line. If you wanted to, you could use Desmos if you're having a hard time solving these for y. So if we go to Desmos, if it loads, and we type in 4x plus 3y equals 21, it will graph it for you, which is nice. However, you still got to know the points and know kind of how you got to find some points on your graph. Well, if we want to know the y-intercept, well, that you can click right there where it crosses the y-axis, which is 0, 7. And then if we want to know some other points, I thought you could, well, we can click on the graph to find some other points. So 0, 7 is my y-intercept. Any points that it crosses the x-axis, you can crosses at these two little gray lines here. We have like 3, 3, as it doesn't like to stay, but 3, 3. So I have 0, 7, 3, 3. 5.25 is not going to be super helpful because you don't know how to graph that. Nine, negative 5 is a point. Doesn't like to stay. So you can use this to help you or check your answers. But let's go back. Let's solve this for y. So I'm going to subtract 4x. So I have 3y equals negative 4x plus 21. And I'm going to divide by 3 on everything. So I have y equals negative 4/3 x plus 7. So now it's in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to go up 7 because that's my y-intercept. There's 7. And my slope is negative 4/3. So I'm going to go down 4 and right 3. And I'm going to go down 4 and right 3. And now I'm going to connect my points. That's how you graph that one. And if you think about it, our point, it makes sense. It looks like our other one, just in a different color. Alright, what about this one? We got 2 more. We could check this with Desmos, but let's do it by hand first. So we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. So I have 3y equals negative 2x, and I'm going to divide by 3. And there's no 0, but that means that my y-intercept is 0. So and then I'm going to go down 2 and right 3. And down 2 and right 3. And I can go up 2 and left 3. And that'll still give me the same slope. So there's your line. Don't forget your arrows. If we wanted to plug this in Desmos, just like the 2x plus 3y equals 0, it would work out. And last but not least is 9x plus 12y equals 12. So let's solve this for y. So subtract 9x. So I have 12y equals negative 9x plus 12, and I want to divide by 12 on all of them. Y equals negative 9/12 simplifies to negative 3/4 plus 1. So because 12/12 is just 1. So now it's in slope-intercept form, and I could plot the points, plot my y-intercept, and then go down 3 and right 4, and down 3 and right 4. And I can go up 3 and left 4. This would work if you didn't want to simplify negative 9/12. However, on this graph, you can't count that many. There's not 9 blocks and 12 blocks to go across, so it's not going to work. This is why we always simplify our slopes. There's your graph.